All right, Pac-Manians, here we are at the bottom half of the last page. I've written on here, Red Fox is 5:10 because that's how long we got from up there already. And I wrote the 980 seconds for Jackrabbit there because I can't see the top of the page. All right. So the problem is if both Jackrabbit and Red Fox started the podcast download at 10:05 a.m., at what time did each service complete its download? What is the difference between these times? Okay. So the first thing we want to do, obviously, is we've got to take Jackrabbit and get that into minutes and seconds. That's how we do the time, right? I'm not going to add 980 seconds to 10 o'clock, right? So I'm going to take 980, and I'm going to divide that by 60 to get Jackrabbit, okay? And this is great because I know that's a 9 there and that's a 6, so I know that I can take 60 from 98, and how many times will it come out? Just that one time, right? And I subtract 60. 8 minus 0 is 8, 9 minus 6 is 3, and I bring down my 0. Okay, now 60 out of 380. Remember again, I just take a look at the first number and the first two numbers. 6 will go into 38 how many times? 6, right? Because 6 times 6 is 36. So 6 times 60 is 360, right? I just add the 0. So I'm going to put a 6 there. Minus 36 plus my 0, 360. 0. 2, 0. So my remainder is 20. Can I take 60 from 20? No, so I'm done. That worked out. 16 minutes and 20 seconds. All right. This is Jackrabbit, and then Red Fox is 5:10. So now I've got to get the ending time. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You got to just make sure you're alert. This is 16 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to do Jackrabbit first. My starting time is 10:05. Right, and it's gonna take 16 minutes and 20 seconds. So I'm gonna have to put 16.2. All right, and that's 0 there. So now I'm gonna add that up. I'm gonna get 0.2. Those are my 20 seconds. I gotta leave those there. 5 plus 6 is 11. Plus my 1 up there. 1 plus 1 is 2, and so I get 10:21 and 20 seconds. All right, so that's Jackrabbit. And then I've got Red Fox, which is 10:05 plus 5:10, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. So I've got a 0 there, right? So that's what's a little bit weird about this one. I don't know why they made it with seconds on here. That's uncommon, but for 5th grade. So I'm going to put my 10 there. 5 plus 5 is 10, right? And then this is 10. So it's going to be 10, 10, and 10 seconds. So what's the difference between these two times? The difference is a subtraction problem. So I take 10:21 and 20 seconds minus 10, 10, and 10 seconds. 0 minus 0. 0, 2 minus 1. 1 minus 0, 2 minus 1, 1, good, and then 10 minus 10 is 0, so there's no anything else here, so the difference is 11 minutes and 10 seconds. I know, it's complicated. You probably have to watch that back another time or two in order to really get it. Generally speaking, on a 5th grade quiz, it would come out evenly. You wouldn't have the seconds. It would just be plain old minutes and hours, okay? So what time? We have Red Fox is 10:21 and 20 seconds. I'm sorry, that's not Red Fox. Jackrabbit, and then Red Fox is 10:10 and 10 seconds, and the difference equals 11 minutes and 10 seconds. All right, that's the craziest problem. Okay, so don't worry about it. Samet and his friends went to a movie at 7:30. The movie ended at 9:55. How long was the movie? If you get a start and an end time and they want a lapse time, they want to know the difference. So I'm going to have to subtract. Take the late time and subtract the bottom time. So I'm going to draw a line here. Okay, so how long was the movie? So I'm going to take 9:55 when it ended. All right, this is elapsed time, is end time minus start time. Minus 7:30, the starting time. Okay, 5 minus 0, 5. Okay, 5 minus 3 is 2. And 9 minus 7 is 2. So the movie was 2 hours and 25 minutes. Or 2:25. Okay, that's not a time, that's just hours and minutes. All right, Samet arrived home 35 minutes after the movie ended. What time did Samet get home? So now they're going to give me the ending time. Okay, you can see over here. 35 minutes after the movie ended. So the movie ends at 9:55. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 9:55. Okay, plus 35. Whoops, plus 35. Okay, so follow along. You could do this in stepwise. You could say, well, if I add 5 minutes, that becomes 10 o'clock, and then I've got the 5 minutes left. I'll show you that too. But I'm going to go 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 5 plus 3 is 9. So I'm going to get 990. Remember, if I get something here, I'm going to subtract 6, and I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to add 1. Minus 6 plus 1. 0, 3, 10. Okay, 9 plus 1 is 10. I get 10:30 p.m. Okay. The other way you could do that is to take 9:55 and go, okay, well, I want to get to 10 o'clock, so I'm going to add 5 minutes. All right, now it's going to give me 10 o'clock, which is 35 minus 5. So I have 30 minutes left, and then add that here, plus 30, and I get 10:30. When I add these two together, I get my start. Okay, rewind that and watch that again if you prefer that method. But I think this is really easy. Minus 6 plus 1. You have to decide that for yourself. So Samet gets home. I'm sure a bunch of you could probably do that in your head, right? Samet gets home at 10:30 p.m. How did we explain our answer? We added 35 minutes to 9:55. Okay, so just in that regard, you have to say, well, I got 990 and I subtracted 6 and I added 1, or you could say I added 5 minutes and then I added 30 minutes. I am a big fan of getting to whole hours and then doing whatever's left over, right? So if this is something you're interested in up here, let me know. I'll do a white paper lesson, okay? All right, homework's last.